It all started this week. Best Ball Mania dropped. DraftKings dropped their tournaments. We have drafters dropping theirs. It's time. It's Hot Best Ball Summer 2024. Tons planned. But before we get to all that, we got to do the first Sunday Sicko show. Let's do it.
Three, two, one. Liftoff.
And make no mistake, Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern, other time zones, even earlier. This is where the true sickos come to draft during the weekend. It's super early. Good morning, Flatulent. Good morning, Nick. We'll be doing this on most Sundays this summer. Good morning, Al. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get into starting to draft these tournaments. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to max out, what I don't want to max out. I'm still working through that, which tournaments I want to fire into. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a big stake in BBM. I'll probably max that. DraftKings going up to the $20 price point, even though they're giving away some free tickets and stuff. I don't think I'll be maxing DK this year. It does feel good to be sick again, BKS. I don't think I'll be maxing the DraftKings main tournament this year. Drafters, I think I probably will max. I have to really sit down and think about it. But I'm interested in what you guys are doing. Do you guys have a plan yet? Or are you kind of just feeling it out? I love that Underdog is releasing what they're going to be doing early, like when they're dropping tournaments and stuff like that. So that's pretty great. I did not check my settings, and I probably am on the wrong audio setting. Oh no, we're good. We're good. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's just jump right into the draft and fire away at a BBM this morning. Will we do it? Yes. Played in a basketball tournament. Well, we need 10 people, so a good thing we jumped in. So if you want to draft, we need 10 right now. I jumped into some basketball stuff, and now I have 80 cents in my account, and it is infuriating. Nothing worse than seeing a 80-cent piece. Oh, look at this. Well, readjust so that we are on camera. Look at us. Look at us on camera. As we get ready to draft this BBM team. Mike's trying to draft as much as possible. Was drafting when getting tattooed last weekend. Anything fun? I have not gotten tattooed in a while. I think my portrait of Gotham was my last tattoo that I got a few years back. I got all my pets tattooed on me. One of my favorite tattoos. And before that, I think it was my tattoo that says Dave sucks. Maybe. I got a little tattooed out. I went real heavy for a few years. So, yeah. Back calf piece. It's funny. That calf was my last tattoo. Good morning, Jack. I wasn't never going to get my legs tattooed. And then I just was like, you know what? Whatever. And did it. And I'm happy I did it. I do have to get a ghost tattoo at some point. Everyone in the crew has a ghost tattoo except for me, which is weird since I'm the most. I just don't know where to put it. I have like no room, but we're going to get it soon. Going to get the ghost tattoo. We need one person to fill this draft. So if you're looking to do BBM this morning, right now is the time to do it. You can fill this draft. You're not going to have to wait. You can watch me get. I'm going to say we're going to pick from the 4 spot this morning is where I think I'm going to get. So if you want one of the other spots, then it's time to jump in. But I think we're going to get the 104 in this draft. Mike's delaying finishing up getting his sleeve because the next spot is the elbow. Yeah, the elbows are not fun. I did both. They weren't fun. They sucked. My side was worse though. I did not like my side. I don't think I'm gonna get the butthole tattoo, BKS. I think we're gonna hold off on that. This is a different type of sicko show. That type of sickos you might need an intervention for. We can probably set you up with a counselor for that situation. But yes. Are we going to get the 104 as predicted? Let's see. Drum roll. God damn it. Is it going to be another year of just drafting from the back? Just 110s, 111s, and 112s. I really hope not. I really hope that's not what this becomes. Let's fire up some music. Let's get the butthole comment off screen. Jack has his ink on the inside. Jack also has the 109. Yeah, I was hoping that we could kick off with a very fun, something in the top half, top 5, top 6 picks would have been nice. We'd really like for StreamYard to just not turn the music back up and just leave our previous settings on, but too hard for StreamYard to do that. All right, what do we got going? We got anyone we know? Your boy Frank, I believe. Who else is in this draft? I saw Moxie's in this draft. I think was at the 111. Yeah. So, know a few. Bunch of red badges. What's funny is we want certain values. I think I'm going to talk more about this with Eric. We always talk about getting values in early drafts and blah, 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 blah. But the easiest way to get the values would be to wait until, or to somehow get the, not as invested drafters in the drafts, but they're not going to get in here early enough. So we're already destroying the value for the picks that we want, that we would normally get. It's a whole thing. CMC goes first, no surprise. CD, Jamar Chase. Starting to see Tyreek fall down the board to the 4 and 5 spot. And I don't like that because I want my Tyreek fade to be based on him going at that 102, 103 range. So that could complicate things. Because if Tyreek falls and his ADP becomes after Jefferson, Bijan, then it makes it harder for me to do this full fade. Garrett Wilson gets pulled up to 106. That's fun. I like that. I like seeing Garrett Wilson get pulled up. Bijan at the 107. And Amon-Ra goes. And we are going to be on the clock with Breece Hall going. I do like Puka. I'm still an AJ Brown stan in this range. So I think I'm going to be a little overweight AJ Brown in general. So we're going to take him here. But I should probably be taking Puka at the 109, 110 because he doesn't get pulled up, but he usually doesn't slide either. So those are things that I need to be considering. Marvin Harrison goes in the first round here. If you want to know who is not paying attention to what's going on. And I'm going to take Drake London because we want a Falcon in every draft about. So what I was going to say is if you want to pay attention to just, or if you want to see who's not paying attention, I saw NFL accounts that are starting to jump into the best ball streets being like, by this time next year, Marvin Harrison is going to go in the first round. And it's like, bro, Marvin Harrison is going to go in the first round by Tuesday. Like that is going to be his ADP real fast. You're not going to have to wait a year on this. So just so that people are aware, pay attention to who you're following for certain things. And some guys are better at certain things than other things. Do not come to me for your dynasty questions. I wish I was in a dynasty league, but I am not in a dynasty league. So my dynasty takes would be dog shit, probably. Much like my NBA takes, apparently. I am not good at NBA playoff best ball. I enjoy it, but God, am I terrible. Some are just saying the worst of all time. Some are saying I am the worst NBA playoff best ball player of all time. Yeah, Laporta went mid-second. We see Demal setting up a Detroit stack here. No, Dustin. Dustin's asking if that's where he normally goes. He does not normally go there. He goes a bit later than that. I can even look up and see what his current ADP is for you. He usually goes around pick 30, so mid-third-ish. Somewhere in that ballpark. So he got pulled up. DJ Moore rounding out the second round, the CMC drafter. I have not fired. I fired drafters so far, but I haven't fired any DK. How are you guys liking the DK drafts? I know I got to start firing a few of those. I got a pretty good road trip coming up in, what is today? The 5th, in 2 weeks. So there'll be no Sunday Sicko show in 2 weeks. There'll be one next week. We'll go over that again next week so it doesn't get too confusing. But I have to drive 5 or 6 hours of Pennsylvania in a couple weekends. So I plan on firing multiple platforms on that ride when I'm not driving. Yeah, I do like their promos. No one's bringing up the promos that DK is doing. So yeah, I think I am going to fire. I think I'm going to start, because I think it's all May. I haven't even really looked at what their exact promos are. I think I read it one time. I think it's based on drafting in May. So I think May for now, I'm going to get a good clip of my DK teams in. And it might only be 50. I might only do 50 there total. And I don't think I'll do them all in May. But I really like their payout structure. That final is going to be just trying to navigate a final of over 1,000 people. Really don't love that. I don't love having that many people in the final. But the rooms are weak, as Nolan brings up. Yeah, the rooms are still weaker on DK. They'll be a little stronger than they will be in a few months. But people just have money on DK and they just start firing drafts when they start getting email blasts and stuff like that. So DK just has a much bigger player pool, right? So you're still going to get casuals that will hop in drafts because they're like, oh, cool, draft. They're not going to be sitting there hammering it as much. Do we want to double Devontae here? I'm going to go full Eagles. Don't love it. I'm going to grab Kelsey. God, I really want McBride, though. I'm going to grab McBride. I'm going to pull McBride up. We're going to get our tight end right here. And Moxie grabs Cooper Kupp behind us. Mixon does the Kansas City double tap. Moxie grabs Devonta Smith. Do we want 4th round? Josh Allen? We're not going to be drafting him too much. Let's mix it up. Let's see what we can do with a Josh Allen team. I know we have AJ Brown and we could have stacked up the quarterback there, but let's grab a Josh Allen team. If we were going to grab quarterback there, let's just make it a little bit different. Seeing Stroud go before Hurts and Lamar is a bold choice. I think there's some stuff we can do with a Josh Allen team here that we're going to like. So let's setting up for some form of a 0 RB team here. Through 4 rounds, AJ Brown, Drake London, Trey McBride, Josh Allen. Fine with that situation so far. Yeah, I understand that grabbing Stroud there with Nico and Tank. I'd push them. I wouldn't pull. Once I have 2 guys up, once I have 2 guys already from a team, I find Stroud to be, I would never pull up. I would always try to push down. Because whatever, I still have the Houston Texans projected points, right? If I'm playing it through those 2 guys. So I do want the stack. I'm not saying I don't want the stack, but I would never pull up. I would always push down. I would be just trying to push that CJ Stroud button down where you're only worrying about the Diggs drafter, and maybe the Diggs drafter will go elsewhere. And if he doesn't, who cares? Right? Like, just get someone else. That's just my thought process on that. Once I'm doubling up, I'm never pulling the quarterback up. I mean, like a pick or two, sure, but I'm not going nuts. And we already think that Stroud's ADP is sort of silly, right? Yeah, I like Stroud. I mean, I do like CJ Stroud in general. I just think that when we start taking him over Lamar Jackson's and Jalen Hurts, then it becomes difficult. But I also took a quarterback that I don't think I'm going to have. I'm probably not going to be overweight on Josh Allen just based on this QB crunch that we have. But when he fell like that, I felt like this was like one of the few times that I'd be comfortable getting him. And the nice thing about Allen is you can sort of stack him after the fact. So there are things we're going to want to keep in mind with him, though. But we see a lot of quarterbacks go after Mahomes, and we took Allen. Stroud went, Hurts, Lamar, Anthony Richardson went in the 5th. So I really like that sort of elite tier, especially this year. I liked it last year, but now that all these other quarterbacks are getting pushed up, sort of like grabbing from there. And if I miss, then probably pushing down. That Lamar, Mark Andrews 4-5 turn or 4-5 just in general pick feels really good this year. I think just as it stands right now, Lamar feels like he's going to be my most drafted quarterback. All right, we are coming back on the clock here. Just going to scroll down a bit, see what's going on with ADP for the time being. So let's grab our Kansas City Chief, and we'll grab Xavier Worthy. Get another wide receiver here that we like. We see all the Kansas City wide receivers that are kind of just rising up and sitting right next to each other right now. And we're going to make a pick where we pull up Keon Coleman and stack him up with Josh Allen. So the team as constructed at the moment: A.J. Brown, Drake London, Trey McBride, Josh Allen, Xavier Worthy, and Keon Coleman for the Buffalo stack right now. Kind of dig the way the team's starting out. Where did Kincaid go here? So we went McBride. So Kincaid was an option I was considering, but he ends up going in the 4th round. I didn't expect him to get pulled up that much. Has he been getting completely steamed? His ADP is 52. So got pulled up a bit. I'm glad we grabbed McBride when we did. It feels like tight ends sort of got yanked up a little bit in this draft. Yeah, Kincaid's ADP hopping Andrews is intriguing. I'm not a big Kincaid stan, but like in terms of positional value and stuff, I do like it for the year, but we got to see how out of control it's going to get. I just really think that tight end screws a lot of things up this year. Personally. And you're not going to see percentages. I kind of wanted to simulate this being our first draft. I have done, I think, 2 other BBMs. So going forward, you'll start to see my percentages on players for particular tournaments as we do. I mean, if I don't do a DK team till next week, which we'll probably do DK next week, maybe we'll do a DK million instead of a BBM. We'll kind of switch it up every week. And the weeks I can do more than one draft, we'll do more than one. But this week I got some videos to edit. So we're going to stick to the one draft this particular week. But we'll hop around. Terrence says that Kincaid seems like a 7 for 70 guy. Yeah, but I mean, like, if he's doing that on a consistent basis with the worst scoring position on the field, and then you're popping touchdowns occasionally, it's fine. And he has the ability to have the explosion weeks. I mean, go back to last year with K. Dotton, right? Had that huge, I think it was last year, had the huge explosion week and like bumped him way up in overall tight end scoring. Sam is asking, what are your thoughts on not getting any exposure to a player you don't like when maxing out a tournament? Well, you have come to the right guy for that question. If you don't want a guy, don't take him. That's where I'm at. I think some of the other guys in chat will let you know that I am very much a stands guy on every player. I don't have a player take for every player, but if I'm going to make a decision, I'm trying not to waver on that decision. So if I'm 100 drafts in and my stand was I'm not taking Tyreek Hill in the first round at all, unless some big changes occur with his ADP or something like that, then I'm going to continue that stand and try not to waver. Last year, there were 2 times that I started to waver and caught myself. Darren Waller started getting steamed up quite a bit, and I never liked Waller last year from the beginning to even when he started getting steamed up, and I started getting FOMO with him. I think I drafted him once, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? And we cut that out, and the other guy was JSN. I just did not believe in last year the particular situation that he was in. And I, kind of got scared because everybody that I know that's smart was on him, and I just felt like I had to get some shares, and I wish I didn't. I wish I had kept that stance. So be open to changing the stance if information changes. But overall, I'm a trust your instincts guy for the most part. Speaking of JSN, he is on the board here. I would have liked another wide receiver, but I'm not in love with any of these guys. JSN, funny enough, would be the guy that I would look at here. Let's grab a falling Aaron Jones. I don't have a decent amount of Aaron Jones. I probably won't be super overweight on him, but let's start our 0 RB build with Aaron Jones. Not super ideal, but it's not going to fall to us in this spot too much at the moment, unless he's falling quite a bit. Damn it. Jameson Williams was a way I wanted to play that. You still grab JSN here. I really like this pocket of RBs for the 0 RB stuff. Let's grab Zamir. So I think he's still going to keep getting pushed up. So we'll get Zamir. We'll do Aaron Jones, Zamir White. What do they have in common? Well, that Alexander Madison will never pass either of them on the depth chart. Right. Not in Minnesota anymore, so can't pass Aaron Jones. Now that he's in Las Vegas, he's still not going to pass Zamir White. Yeah, I wasn't as out on QJ bias. God, I wish I was. What RBs do I like most in rounds 8 through 12? Well, I like that whole pocket for the most part. I do not like James Conner. I'm I'm very reluctant on Raheem Mostert this year. And it's not just because I love Achan or anything like that. It's more so they brought another back in. I think they just want to make that a huge rotational situation. Both the Pittsburgh guys, DeAndre Swift, I think, is probably underrated. He was a guy I wanted to just take right now. So maybe I should have done that. I'm going to be grabbing quite a bit of Trey Benson when the situation arises. I'm trying to come up with an Eckler take, and I want to find a pro Eckler stance, and I can't do it. I've been just nothing seems like it's the right situation for him to succeed, and yet he's here going in 9th, 10th round area, and you want to find a way to make that work. I love Singletary here, and then both of the Bengals backs I generally like to take. I got really confused, Terrence, when you said you watched the X video. I'm like, what are we? It's too early in the season, man, to start dropping X video links. And I remember that Twitter is now called X. Makes it really weird. But yeah, I don't love Zamir. I don't think that I famously, like I'm famous or something, but I'm generally out on the Raiders as a whole, especially this year. I really feel like the Raiders situation has set themselves up to just be putrid this year. But I do think in putrid situations, you can still take RBs and tight ends. I don't like wide receivers in those types of situations. I'll expand on this more in the future. I went over this last year. So I want to grab Zamir now because I think there's going to come a spot where I'm out on Zamir as a whole when he moves up more, if that makes sense. So if he moves up another round or two, we're going to just because I don't think he's better than the other guys in that field, in that range, rather. So I think I'd rather get a few shares of him now, maybe start off the season a little overweight, and just let that ownership trickle down as he moves up because I want some. Let's do it when he's potentially the cheapest. Could be a wrong take on that as well, but it just feels like it's trending towards that situation. So that's where I'm at with that. But this is like a prime 0 RB zone. This 8th, 7th to 9th round, late 7th round. And the other thing that I'm really hoping happens is as Zamir White moves up, I've seen Kamara dropping a bit. Not in love with Kamara, but I think he fits this 0 RB realm really well in this area. So I'm holding out hope that Kamara comes down to the 8th round. Pius is bringing up Minshew starting. It's not just the quarterback situation for me there. I think that they're just going to be a disaster between the coaching staff to not knowing what they want to do on the field to just alternating quarterbacks. I think you're going to start with Minshew. I think his leash is going to be shorter than other people think. And I think you're going to have this rotational quarterback situation where it's going to bounce a few times between Minshew and Aiden O'Connell when the answer is actually neither of them. Frustrated Devontae, we already saw last year. If he doesn't get traded before the season starts, which why would anyone trade for him? It just feels like everything is set up to be just a goddamn nightmare there. So we still have Cincinnati backs, we still have. Yeah, I would like a wide out probably, but I think we're gonna play it. I am gonna grab Zach Moss. I think he just makes the most sense here, and then we'll see what falls to us. Moxie just grabbing Sutton. The play was to grab Sutton. I really like Cortland Sutton in this range. He's like he's my favorite wide receiver by far right here. But we probably should have grabbed Sutton. It's okay though. We're gonna survive. We're gonna endure. We're gonna watch Jacoby Myers get drafted. We see Jaden Daniels go to Moxie at 10. And I would love to grab Trey Benson, but what we're going to do actually is wrap up tight end. And we're going to grab A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert. We're going to get this like inverted Josh Allen situation where we didn't draft the quarterback for one of our wide receiver Philly starts. This is why this is the first show. We're still learning how to talk. Words. We're going to learn them someday. We're going to figure out how to talk together. Yeah, the Raiders clearly in a bad situation. The QB class next year isn't looking great. I don't think the QB class this year looked great. I'm still on that train, by the way, that the QBs were not as good as they got drafted. We're still learning to navigate this era where QBs are getting bumped all the way up to the first round because teams, if they do hit on them, want that fifth-year option, right? So I think Caleb Williams clearly was the 101 this year, and I think the rest of this QB class is going to be a gigantic bust, personally. I mean, I hope not, because I want Drake May to actually be good, because I live here in New England, and you know, that little bit of fandom that's left would like to see the Patriots do good, but I think the QBs overall were not that good. The RBs weren't good. I mean, this was a wide receiver class this year. Next year, the QBs, from what I understand, because I don't know enough, as Terrence brings up, are not great. But we also have some interesting team situations developing as well. Like, what is this Kirk Cousins situation going to be with Penix there? So we gotta follow that stuff too. Seeing sort of another QB windfall happen here, where Jaden Daniels, Goff, Tua, Herbert, and Trevor Lawrence all go between the 10th and 11th round on this particular draft. Not a lot of wide receivers going. This is another heavy RB zone. Do see Khalil Shakur go. Has anyone fallen on the Curtis Samuel grenade yet for me? Oh yeah, way back in the 8th round. Thank you for that. That's a stand I have. I'm not drafting Curtis Samuel. 8th round Curtis Samuel. You guys are on drugs. Serious drugs. Terrible pick. Speaking of terrible picks, we're on the clock. And we're going to draft somebody probably terrible here, would be my guess. Zeke is screaming up draft boards right now. You know what? We're going to do it. We're going to draft Zeke in the 11th round. We're going to vomit afterwards. I'm drafting Zeke now because I personally know that this range right here, this range of 11, 12 throughout the summer, I'm going to be grabbing Zach Charbonnet. So I'm already starting to try to down throttle my Zach Charbonnet exposure, knowing that if Zeke's going to move up to 10th round. I might as well grab him in the 11th now just so I can get some sort of distance from Charbonnet early because he is a guy that I just absolutely love in this spot. What do we want to do here? We want a wide out. Okay. Let's grab Jerry Jeudy. I don't love it, but he's a guy that I'm also going to have to force myself to take. I'm going to be overlooking Jerry Jeudy on draft boards a lot of the year. What did I do? What am I do on drugs? Taking Zeke? Burgundy, jump in Discord and hit the support section for that. I don't do the rankings. Oh, damn, Devin. That sounds, yikes. Good luck with that. That doesn't sound great. Yeah, I mean, it's the Cowboys offense. Rico Dowdle's the only other guy there. Draft's over. There's nobody notable in free agency right now. Zeke's going to get touches. And like it or not, he's going to move up draft boards. Right? We've already seen him skyrocketing. He's already up to the 11th round. So on a 0 RB build where our team is Josh Allen and our running backs are Aaron Jones, Zamir, Zach Moss, Zeke, I'm kind of fine with it. Do I love it? Absolutely not. We don't love it, but we're building a team that has some upside. He looked halfway decent last year. Obviously already familiar with the team. And he's going to wear number 15, I think, for Dallas. Great marketing, by the way. Because now you can sell an entirely new Zeke jersey to the fan base. So good for them. Because everybody got those Zeke jerseys, half off a year ago. They're like, well, we can't reward those people that bought those jerseys. We have to get a new jersey number for Zeke. So good for them. Good for the Dallas Cowboys. One of my least favorite organizations in sports. Anybody like any baseball teams today? I'm trying to put together a cheap round robin. Let me know what you like in the comments. Another sport I know nothing about anymore. I know football, some basketball, a little bit of hockey, no baseball. That Bruins game last night was terrifying to watch. Especially on sports that I'm sort of not doing content for, really. I can still enjoy as a fan. So watching a Bruins game is still pretty good. Terrence likes Washington today. All right, I will gander at that. It was Jerry's plan all along, Zach. They knew. We are going to be back on the clock here with a 1-4-5-2 build right now. Yeah, I saw a couple of massive scores. I think the Marlins got absolutely smacked around the old baseball field yesterday. The Miami Marlins didn't do so great. You guys are really trying to get me to do this double Dallas thing here, right? Well, we're not going to fall for it. I'm not going to be scammed. We're going to take Ray Davis. Up our Buffalo exposure a little bit here. because I don't care about any of these backs in terms of who's better than the other. Ray Davis fits this team a little more. So we'll grab Ray Davis. Michael likes the Twins and the Brewers today. All right. So it's looking like Washington, the Twins, and the Brewers. We'll gander at all of those. Are the Twins and Brewers, are those just because they're kind of close geographical? Are you just a fan and you want them to win, or do you feel good about them? When did the guy that I want go? What are you guys doing to me here? When did Roman go? Oh, he went in the 12th round? Jesus, guys. Relax. Have you considered relaxing? All right, we'll grab Deshaun Watson. We ain't going to be doing it too much this year. But we'll grab him since we did grab Jerry Jeudy. And quarterback here. A Rockies fan. From what I understand, that might be a little tough right now. And by from what I understand, I think they're bad. I don't know. Maybe. I don't even know if the Red Sox are good, to be completely honest. I feel like they're bad. I feel like every time I look at the scoreboard, they're losing. Baseball. I had like 1 year, I think it was like 2015. I got really into baseball DFS. And then I was like, nope, never again. Let's play Jesse's newest song. Yeah, cheap tickets. See, I would like to go to more Red Sox games, but the tickets are, I think they're cheaper than they were they were really expensive still for a while. But going into Boston is such a nightmare. And I know other cities aren't as bad, but going into Boston is gross. Oh, very cool, Jack. I might actually catch a Yankees game. Maybe. I'm going back to work in New York in a few weeks. And if I'm in the city, maybe I'll go to a Yankees game. If it's cheap enough. I don't know. Debating it. Prices matter. I don't even want to go to Jamaica Plain though, Benjamin. Like I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to take the train. The train's gross. I am a bit of a diva probably. I just hate going into Boston in general. And like I'm working in Dorchester all this coming week already. And then I just reset my hatred for Boston. So I cover a show. I have a show that covers different towns and cities every week. And we need footage. We need to film stuff. We're going to be 3 years deep come this October. And we haven't even done Boston yet. Because none of us want to go in and actually take the time to film in Boston. We will drive and fly to every other city, country, continent, body of water, planet, solar system. But none of us want to go into Boston and deal with that. Name of my show is Hometown Ghost Stories, Zach. So if you're into that type of stuff, I would suggest starting with a main episode. So if you're looking on a podcast out, they'll be numbered, or a Tuesday night episode that they air Wednesday on podcast platforms. We have a really, really big episode coming out this month. So we're working very hard on putting that together. But we went and stayed at the Hinsdale House in New York a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And we're editing all that footage up. And I can't wait to release that. So if that is your type of thing, that's going to be a really good one to watch. We have a big guest this Tuesday night. We have Jim Harold coming on the show Tuesday night. All right, we are coming back on the clock through this sea of green. I will answer that question after our picks here, Zach. All right, we don't need tight ends. We don't need quarterbacks. Let's grab Luke McCaffrey. As I have a feeling he will not get back to us. So let's do that. I'm just scrolling through, seeing who's on the board right now, seeing how we want to play this. See what DJ Joe Mixon does. And I'm going to grab Rashad Bateman as well as our 7th wide receiver here. So team as constructed is Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Jones, Zamir White, Zach Moss, Zeke, Ray Davis, AJ Brown, Drake London, Xavier Worthy, Keon Coleman for the Buffalo stack, Ray Davis and Josh Allen. Jerry Jeudy is our Cleveland stack with Deshaun Watson, Luke McCaffrey, Rashad Bateman, Trey McBride, Dallas Goedert. Feels solid. Feels like a great 4th place team right now. Have we been to Texas? We just got back from Texas in February, and we did a 2-part. We've covered a few Texas places, but we actually went to Austin and stayed at the Driscoll Hotel. So that was fun. Got to walk around the entire Driscoll for a few days. And have I done Mukwonago, Wisconsin? No, and I've been looking for a Wisconsin place because I think that is one of 2 or 3 states we have not covered yet. So I would I'm gonna write that down right now to gander into, because we need to do some Wisconsin stuff. So thank you for that. I'll take a peek into Mukwonago, if I'm saying that right. I think I was looking at the Broadhead Manor or something. These late parts of the draft are not fun right now. It's very shaky ground in the 17th and 18th round. There are some picks that I do like. There was something I wanted to set up, but the Deshaun Watson thing kind of just fell into place. While you can, let me pitch this Spike Week product because I think it's very good. We do like a conference call, and I forget where Eric's calling it off the top of my head, but I look into Discord and we jump on a call with other people from the Discord and we all kind of pitch ideas. So if you're looking to get some, talk with not like-minded, but just with people that like-minded in terms of liking best ball, it really gives you more perspective because you can dive deeper into theories and stuff like that. And even when I don't even when I don't agree with a particular take or something like that, I still want to listen to it because I want to know how I can counter it in drafts or if I can alter it so that it is something I want to do. Right. So I sort of approach best ball like I do with poker, where even if it's a strategy that I'm not great at or I don't think is viable for me to implement, I still want to know how to counter it when I see it, or try to get into the head of the person, doing it. It's tough to do in a 30-second draft when you're not going to be able to, keep track of everybody's team. But when you're in the 10th spot, what I really need to be focusing on is kind of these 2 teams here. I need to be focusing on Moxie and Joe Mixon's teams because I need to know what they're building so I know if there's 2 players that I like, who do I want to take first? Right. I'm going to be honest. I'm not more bullish on either Bateman or Tez Walker right now. Always, we like to lean to the younger guy, but I think it's a situation that I've been drafting both right now. I think it's just an easy way to try to get access to an offense that we like. So we see, I'm going to grab Tank Bigsby here. And I want to see what else is left at RB. It's pretty gross. RB's not fun. You know what else isn't fun? Wide receiver. We hate all of this. Let's start Tez for the moment. Let's just look through running backs. Let's think through this. I'm gonna do my one Donta Foreman share, and we're not gonna draft Donta Foreman again, just to do this Cleveland stack. I don't know what this Nick Chubb situation is going to be. This was probably a really bad pick. Yeah, but they're drafting people. I don't even know if Elijah Mitchell is going to be the backup there. That's my concern. All right, let's throw this on and let's go over our team real quick. So we took Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Jones, Zamir White, Zach Moss, Zeke Elliott, Ray Davis, Tank Bigsby, Donta Foreman. What I would say already is we probably didn't need a 7th RB on this team. I think this would have been a fine 6 RB team with a 7th wide receiver. But nonetheless, we got A.J. Brown, Drake London, Xavier Worthy, Keon Coleman, Jerry Jeudy, Luke McCaffrey, Rashad Bateman. Really do like the wide receiver room. Trey McBride, Dallas Goedert. Feels like a really good tight end room. Elite quarterback, pretty decent 0 RB build out. Maybe we try to find a wide receiver. They were all pretty gross here. Maybe we just take a shot on Tez Walker, get both Baltimore guys, and just try to connect with one of them. Might have been the play. But alas, we took our one Donta Foreman share for the year. We have hit our quota of Donta Foreman, and we will never speak of his name again on this show. And you will never bring it up. You will never say, remember when you drafted Donta Foreman on May 5th when he announces his retirement by the middle of July. I don't want to hear it. You guys just relax over there. This was fun. We like how they don't just go skip this to a good view, right? Make me have to do everything. Be intuitive, StreamYard. Anyways, this was a lot of fun. I am glad that we are back to drafting in the main tournaments for the next 4 months. Always a pleasure, guys. I am going to get out of here, though, and next week we'll stick around a little bit longer. We'll catch you. Peace. Woo! Those were some spicy takes. Want to stay up to date with all of the other spicy takes we're going to have over here at Spike Week? Why don't you press that subscribe button below? You turn notifications on. We draft a team. Boom. You know about it. We have another spicy take. Boom. You know about it. You can be there. You can draft with us. You want to stay up to date? That's how you do it. All right. We'll catch you later next time here at Spike Week.